You know that moment when a conversation ends and your mind keeps playing it back like a scratched record? You replay your words, imagine better lines, cringe at things you said 2 years ago, and every replay steals a little clarity, energy, and confidence. That habit, rumination, is one of the most common but invisible leaks of mental energy people live with, and it's also surprisingly fixable. Today, I'll give you a single tightly connected framework that stops the loop, reduces the anxiety it creates, and rebuilds your confidence in real time. No long meditations, no cold showers, no discipline theater. Just one simple shift you can use anywhere, plus 2 supporting moves to make it stick. By the end, you will have a repeatable micro-routine you can actually use the next time your mind starts replaying a scene. First, a quick reality check. Rumination is not a moral failure. It's a cognitive habit. The brain tries to solve a problem it can't solve in the present by simulating possibilities. Evolutionarily, it's useful for planning, but modern social situations aren't solvable by replaying them. So your brain is doing useful work in the wrong mode. That reframe alone removes guilt and opens you to a practical fix. The framework I want to teach you is called the 3-button shift. Recognize, re-anchor, redirect. Each step is tiny, testable, evidence-informed, and designed to be used in the precise moment your mind starts looping. Step 1. Recognize. The moment you notice repetition, name it silently in one short phrase, replaying. Research into metacognition shows that the simple act of noticing and labeling a mental state reduces its intensity. Labeling interrupts automaticity. That's all. Say replaying to yourself in your head. No judgment, no lecture, just a clear label. Step 2. Re-anchor. Immediately bring attention to one concrete sensory anchor for 5 to 10 seconds. Choose one you can access instantly. Feel the weight of your feet on the floor. Sense the contact of your back against the chair, or press your thumb and finger together and notice pressure. The goal is not to escape thought. It's to shift processing from narrative simulation, the default mode, into present moment sensory processing. Neuroscience shows these networks compete. A short sensory anchor is enough to flip the dominant network and collapse the loop. Do it for 5 to 10 full seconds. Count silently if needed. Step 3. Redirect. Now give your brain a tiny specific task that is forward-oriented and bounded. Not stop thinking, which is vague and impossible, but something like, what's the smallest next action I can take? Or, name 3 things I can control now. If this was a work interaction, your redirect could be draft a 1-sentence follow-up. If it was a social moment, the redirect might be breathe, then send 1 clarifying sentence at 11 o'clock if needed. The redirect must be concrete, short, and actionable. This gives your simulation system a new, productive job instead of looping. Those are the 3 buttons. Press them in order. Recognize, re-anchor, redirect. That's the core practice. Now let me show you how this plays out in 3 real-life scenes so it feels practical. Scene A. You leave a meeting and immediately replay a line where your voice wavered. You catch yourself. Say, replaying. Place both feet flat and sense the pressure into the shoes for 8 seconds. Then ask, what's the smallest next action? Answer, send 1 email clarifying my point, or make a 5-minute note for tomorrow. The loop ends because your brain now has a task it can complete. Scene B, you just had a tense text exchange and can't stop imagining worst-case responses. Recognize, replaying. Re-anchor, press thumb and finger together and notice the texture. Redirect. Draft 1 calm reply to send after 30 minutes, or put the phone away, I'll check at 11 o'clock. Scene C. You've been rewatching a social faux pas from last week. Recognize, replaying. Re-anchor. Feel your breath moving in and out for 10 seconds. Redirect. What did I learn? Name 1 behavior to try next time. That last redirect turns rumination into micro-learning rather than punishment. 2 supporting practices make this durable. Support A, the 2-minute rehearsal. Once per day, deliberately practice the 3-button shift on a harmless mild replay or a scripted prompt for 2 minutes. Do the recognize, anchor, redirect sequence 3 times. Short, consistent practice wires the habit so it can be triggered automatically during high emotional moments. This is like strength training for attention. Small, repetitive, cumulative. Support B, the schedule for unfinished business. The brain often replays because it seeks resolution. Give it a scheduled, bounded slot to process unresolved items. A 15-minute worry window once a day. If a worry arises outside that window, you use the 3-button shift and tell your brain silently, not now. I'll put this in the 5 o'clock worry slot. Then physically record 1 line about the worry on a note. This trick keeps the system satisfied, notification to the brain that the issue will be resolved later, without letting the replay run the day. Here are 3 common objections and how to handle them. Objection 1. I can't notice, thoughts happen too fast. Answer. Start with a low-stakes trigger. For the first week, pick one predictable trigger, leaving meetings, closing a tab, or ending a call, and practice the label replaying when that event happens. After a few repetitions, noticing becomes easier in less predictable moments. Objection 2. This feels like avoidance. It isn't. Redirecting intentionally is not suppression. You name the thought, you give your brain a time-bound plan, and you either schedule resolution or take a tiny step. That is strategic containment, not avoidance. Objection 3. It's too mechanical. I'll feel robotic. The 3-button shift is a minimal scaffold that frees emotional bandwidth. You stay authentic, you just stop handing your attention over to unproductive loops. A few practical do's and don'ts. Do use a single-word label. Short labels are fast and effective. Do keep sensory anchors novel. Rotate between feet, breath, pressure, or ambient sound so the anchor stays salient. Do make your redirect tiny, a 1 5-minute action or a single sentence. Don't argue with the replay. Don't moralize, don't expect overnight perfection. This rewires a habit. Small wins compound. The scientific spine under this method comes from 2 areas. 1. Research on labeling and metacognition shows that identifying internal states reduces amygdala activation and emotional intensity. 2. The default mode network, which generates narrative thought, competes with sensory and goal-oriented networks. Brief sensory focus shifts dominance and reduces unproductive simulation. In short, you're using how the brain is wired against the very loop it creates. Now, a simple 60-second practice you can do right now to experience the effect. Step 1. Think of a small replay, one line that nags you. Step 2. Say silently once, replaying. Step 3. Place your feet flat and feel the soles for 10 seconds. Step 4. Ask, what's the smallest next action? Answer and either do it or schedule it within 5 minutes. Notice how intensity drops and clarity returns. That's the change you want. Finally, how to make this scale into real change. Track attempts for 2 weeks. Each time you catch a replay and use the shift, mark a tick. At the end of 2 weeks, you'll see frequency drop and recovery time shorten. Combine that with a weekly 2-minute rehearsal and a daily worry window, and you convert a chronic leak into a learnable skill. The last word, this practice is kind to your brain. It treats rumination as a habit to be retrained, not a flaw to be fixed. Use the 3-button shift. Recognize, re-anchor, redirect the next time your mind replays a scene. Start small, be consistent, and watch how your mental energy, confidence, and sleep quietly improve. If you try it now, leave a comment in the next 24 hours describing one replay you stopped and the tiny action you took. If this helped, like and subscribe to the Daily Upgrade for more concise, science-backed habits you can actually use. You don't have to stop every thought, just stop the ones that steal your life. Start with one small shift.